Oh, here we are.
And
We are
you are
now
live.
live. We are live. Let me
Yay!
just check in to make sure we're live on my phone. So let me see here. Yes, we are live. Hey, everybody. It's Rhonda and Monica. So this is Monica Abanasser, my friend, and I'm just going to let her introduce you. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about her experiences and going from a regular business owner to working online. So Monica, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Monica Abanasser, and I'm here with my lovely girlfriend from Buffalo, New York, Rhonda Brzozowiec. And I'm so thrilled to be here today. This is our first time trying out this app together. So we've tried to do some things in the past that don't always work out the best. So hopefully this one will come through. A little bit about my background, as it says somewhere down below or up top. I went from being a brick and mortar business owner to an online entrepreneur. And I've always been an entrepreneur. So right from when I was a little tadpole, I was always the kid that had the lemonade stands and the Kool-Aid stands. I grew up north in British Columbia, and it was like -40, and I'd have my little table out there. I didn't care, man. I wanted money when I was a young little whippersnapper. And I think the main reason why I wanted to be an entrepreneur was, number one, to have self-satisfaction within myself. And I was that little girl that was in class all the time. Every report card said, Monica socializes too much in class. Monica talks too much in class. So I was always networking.
Imagine that.
At a young, shocker. I'm just this little wallflower, so shy. But I was always a networker, even at a young age. So it all, and I looked at my uncle, and I don't think I've ever even told you this story before, Rhonda. My uncle was that wacky uncle that was really wealthy. And he would come into town and he'd swoop us up and he'd take us on these awesome ski trips and bring us these awesome presents from around the world. And he was always so cool. And I was like, I want to be like that. Now, my upbringing was not like that. My parents were very safe folks. So they worked hard, saved a lot of money. They always provided a good home for us. But they did branch into entrepreneurship, and they bought a corner store when I was in grade 8. And that's when we moved to Kamloops. And I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit really deep, really far back here, but it'll make sense in a minute. And I watched my parents struggle because they actually opened in, I believe it was 1983 and 1984. Those were some really rough times for the economy. Right. And so they lost everything that they had built in this little corner business, right? Little corner store. So we then moved down to like the Vancouver area, and my dad started working. He had been trained as a master tile setter, so specializing in marble and those kinds of things. And so when we moved down to Vancouver, he started his entrepreneurial real journey. Prior to that, he always worked in mills and that kind of thing. So I watched my dad, and he worked hard. I mean, this is a man that has worked his booty off for everything he's ever gotten. And so I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I really did. And so when I met my ex-husband, we actually owned a campground together in my mid-20s. Like I was 23 when we started running the campground. It was a lot of fun. It was a party. It was good times.
That sounds like fun.
It was a good time. And then once we had our daughter, though, we realized, no, that's not going to happen. And then I had to kind of just work jobs, like work in restaurants. And I was always the manager or supervisor or whatever. I always just had those kinds of roles in my life. And then I moved into the health and wellness space in my very mid-30s. And I spent 4 years learning. I kind of viewed it as my university education in the health and wellness industry. And I was promoted very quickly, went through the ranks, became like the right-hand man of the owner of this huge conglomerate. And I was actually supposed to buy it with a group of partners. That didn't work out. So then I bought my own clinic. I bought my own franchise and I started running that. I had that for 8 years. So I was very, very, very well versed in what I was doing in the health and wellness space. I loved it. I was passionate about it, but it took 4 years to turn a profit. 4 years. Like, that's a long time to turn a profit.
That is a long time.
But I'm a risk taker. I opened in the middle of a recession. So what was I expecting? But the key thing I want to share is it cost me $250,000 to get that business off the ground. That's a lot of money, Rhonda.
Right.
And I did it. I loved it. I didn't have partners. I didn't have investors. I did it all myself. And there was definitely times that I felt like I have nobody to talk to. Who do I reach out with? Because every decision was on my shoulders and I didn't have anybody to kind of go back. I wasn't going to talk to my staff about it.
Right.
Because that wasn't fair to them. I wasn't going to talk to my clients about it because that wasn't fair to them. So when I closed that, a couple of years after that, I went back into the restaurant industry. And then I was on Facebook one day and I saw an old girlfriend of mine that I grew up with advertising about this awesome supplement. And I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" So I kind of looked into it, and that was my first journey into the online space. And
now, when you did that
Pardon
first
me?
business,
Mhm.
were you planning on really doing it online, or were you thinking you would still do it offline? Because, like, say we're saying from a brick and mortar business owner, because you had your own clinic and stuff, then you saw this because you were in this transition period. But were you really thinking during that first one that you were going to build online, or was it maybe just something that was word I'm looking for, that you were going to maybe supplement online just to dabble in it a little bit?
I think for me, I was looking for a way to become an entrepreneur again. And this was really budget-wise, this was the only thing that made sense. And so, but I had my huge database of clients, huge email list and database of clients to pull from. And a lot of them tried that supplement. So I had a lot of customers. What I didn't understand was the company that I chose to be a part of, it was a brand new thing. And I didn't know what I was doing. And unfortunately for me, my upline in that business wasn't well versed in the online space either. So I was kind of swimming and holding up pictures of my bottle and doing all the stuff and sitting in Messenger. And at that time, I probably only had 300-400 friends at that point. And they were friends. These were all people that I knew. Whereas what I've learned since then is there's like over 2 billion people online on Facebook. Imagine that. Like, it's not a matter of you need to only talk to the people you know. You can talk to anybody and everybody, but doing it in the right way. Sorry, I totally went just totally off track there.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. We're live, right? So it's
perfect.
It's off the cuff, and everybody gets to know a little bit more about us. So so like I was the same way when I first came online, like the same as you. My upline was telling me to do all these things, and I was like, okay, but now I know it was truly wrong, and I wasn't having any success, right? And I was like, well, I'm doing everything they're telling me to do. Why am I not having success? And, I had never been online before either. So I, didn't really know anything about that. And it's, definitely a big learning curve and a learning experience. But, I'm kind of like you, where I'm always open to learning and, trying new things and stuff like that. So I was always willing to learn. Unfortunately, I wasn't finding the right places to earn, and the right places to learn.
totally get you, hon. Totally. And I
Yeah.
know you and I have talked very much at length about this topic. After that first experience I had, though, I wasn't like you in the sense that you went into another business. I took almost 2 years off from even trying because I felt defeated. And when I started seeing like what the actual background and weirdness was, I was like, it's not for me. It's just not for me.
Right.
But I had made enough contacts in that space where I did have people messaging me all the time about other opportunities. I looked at them all. And it was almost 2 years before I delved into my next one.
Right.
So I'm not that serial company hopper.
Right.
I've always done my due diligence. It's not like you're gonna look at my page and oh, what's she up to now? What? Oh, she changed her mind again. Oh, now she's on to this latest trend. That's not who I am. I'm a sticker. Right. I work hard. This last opportunity prior to the current one that we're a part of, I know how hard we worked, Rhonda. We worked hard. And we spent a lot of money on trainings. We flew to Vegas to see Eric Worre and spent a lot of money. The hotel that they chose, what did it cost us each? Like $600? Oh,
my husband might be watching.
No, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
All inclusive. That was all the cocktails and all the food, like everything.
I know it's funny, but speaking of Vegas, just to give everybody a brief thing. So we were in this company together. We didn't know each other. And Monica needed roommates, right? To have the cost come down to where we were. So I was like, all right, I guess, we got on a call one time to get to know each other, and then literally met in Vegas for the first time. Like, never met her before.
And I bought you a beer within 5 minutes, and the rest was history.
The rest was history. I mean, it's just so funny how things work out. And then we just hit it off and became really good friends, and a great support system for each other, right? It's funny how that totally thrown into something that we hadn't planned about, and we had a blast in Vegas.
Well, we can't forget our good buddy Deb either. Deb was there.
Deb was there.
You went to bed, Deb.
You just threw her under the bus.
That's okay. Hi, Deb.
Hi, Deborah, when you see this later. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And that is the thing. That's another thing about working online, right? That I found, and I know you have found, and my kids make fun of me all the time because they're always like, you always say these people are your friends. You've never met them in your life. That's so dumb. I mean, I get that from my kids all the time, right? But you can really build some nice friendships online, right?
Totally. The mass majority of people that I do business with, I would say maybe 2% of them, maybe 2% I've actually met in person. The rest I haven't. And because you can, especially nowadays with Zoom and Lives and Be Live and all the things, how can you not?
I know. Because it seems like you're there, right? I mean, because here I am. I'm in Buffalo, New York, and you're all the way over in Kamloops.
Yes.
On the whole other side, of the country from me and up north. And it seems like we're right next door to each other here, right?
Exactly.
So it's a lot easier to build online if you know the right ways, which leads me into another question that I wanted to ask you. So in your brick and mortar business, you had obviously, advertising and stuff like that. And, you had your word of mouth and you're in your town, and it's a lot different. So when you first came online, what were your struggles? And then compared to the successes that you're seeing now?
I think that my biggest struggle was I had my own checklist of stuff that I would follow, but it was pieced together from all these different sources. I did trainings with a bunch of different people, and they did have a lot in common, but I'd be like, oh, I'll take that from there, and I'll piece this here, and I'll piece that there, and I'll use this lingo for my latest barrage of messages that aren't spam, but really are.
Spammy Pammy.
Oh, but you convince yourself that because you're not actually putting a link in, that you're not actually spamming people, right? And I was convinced, and I was like, no, I'm not spamming you. But really, and I can remember, Rhonda, and I know I shared this with you not too long ago, but I can remember somebody had added me as a friend, and I wanted to like gear up a conversation, right? And I was like, hey, how you doing? What are you into? I'm in the DNA space, you know, doing all the things. And they were like, go look at my profile and you'll kind of get an understanding of me. And I was like, oh, that is so rude. That is so rude. What do you mean look at your profile? I'm not looking at your profile. You can't even have a conversation with me. However, what I know now is a whole lot different. Because you can touch literally hundreds of people in a day, doing Facebook Lives, doing posts, having back and forth engagement with people, going through and actually loving and engaging with their posts that will help them build their own reputation and brand. And I didn't get that before. I didn't understand. Right. 300 messages in a day. You know me, Rhonda. I was putting in 20 hours a day. I was exhausted. I was sick all the time. I was frustrated. I was doing all the things. But I think that the key difference between then and now, I've gotten out of my own way. And I've become grateful for every single penny. Whereas before, I'd get a new customer and automatically I'd be like, okay, so that's $20. And if they keep going, okay, I'll make like $60 off them if they order for 3 months. Like that was the way my brain was doing things. Because I have bills to pay.
Right.
Bills, right? So what about yourself? What's the number one thing you've noticed that's different? Or what when you first came on?
So the same, I was taught all those things that you were taught, right? And the same thing, like I did a few different courses, and most of them were, I would say, 95% the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And there would be like this little 5% little tidbit that you might catch. And it was just like, and then people, towards the end, it was like, oh, we should join this thing. And I'm like, I am not doing any more training. I absolutely refuse. They're all the same, and it's a waste of my time. You know what I mean? Like
time and money.
It was very frustrating, right? So, and like you said, the messages, and you tell yourself, well, I'm not sending a link, so I'm not spamming. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah,
you are. You know,
it's not genuine. Like that's what I love now. My messenger is full of either people that want to do business with me genuinely, or they genuinely are looking for help, whether it's somebody from our community, or they genuinely want to have a conversation. None of this fakey, wakey, the only reason why you're talking to me is because you want me in your business. Still get those.
Right. Well, I just got one this morning.
Yeah.
And
you can see it a mile away. It's like copy and paste, and it's sad to me because it doesn't need to be that way. You don't need to chase people.
Right, but I think what happens is people don't know better. Like we didn't know better, right?
No.
And you're just trying to make something work online because, like you said, everybody's got bills to pay. So I'm very, I'm always nice to people because they're the same.
Until you're not.
That really. Okay, everybody who's on this live that I talked to, tell Monica how nice I am.
Oh, I know how nice you are.
But anyways, I'm never rude to people, right? Because I know they just don't know better. Yeah. They haven't been taught better, right? They've been taught the wrong way, you know, which is because people just, you know, what I found, you know, is that people don't want you to know the secrets. They truly don't. They say they want you to be successful. They'll tell you to do something. I'll just tell a quick story here about something that happened to me one time. For people who've been, a lot of people probably don't know, but you know, I had injured my back. So that's what generally started my online journey in trying to earn money online and have a successful business online. Anyways, so I was like literally flat on my back on the couch. And I was still like on this call that, you know, my upline had said, oh, jump on and stuff like that. And I jumped on and I wasn't really supposed to be there, but she was my direct upline was like trying to help me. And so she like gave me the number on the side. So during the call, she brings up my name because they're talking about things that you should, you know, you should be doing or whatever. So she was very sweet and she's like, okay, well, what about Rhonda? Like she, you know, she's having this physical problem. She can't leave her house right now. She can barely get off the couch and all this stuff. And she's like, this was the response that came down like from higher up.
I can't even imagine what you're going to say.
Well, if she wants it that bad, she'll figure it out. Like literally, that was the response. Talk about losing respect, because I'm like, obviously I'm trying to figure it out. Like, but
I want some help to try to figure it out.
Right, but when you would ask for help, it would be like, you know, that same thing, like just figure it out. Just figure it out. Well, that person can do it. Why can't you do it? That person can. Okay, well, can you tell me how?
There's nothing to be done. Exactly. Whoa.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I think. And I know you and I have talked about this at length, and we've talked to other people about it. The difference of what we are doing now compared to what we were doing before. And we had, like, I thank those people, honestly, that were telling me to spam people, because they've taught me everything not to do, really.
Right.
And if I could rewind the clock, which we can't do, but if I could, and I understood the right kinds of strategies that were going to actually work over the same period of time, what would I have been doing? I wouldn't have cared if it took me a year, if I was seeing some momentum, right? Wouldn't have cared. But it was that constant, like, let down. And I'm doing all the things. And I put up a post and I think it's exciting if I have 10 people like it. And if I put up a post about my business, nobody does except maybe my mom. Maybe. And a lot of times not even that. So I know when I found this platform that we're a part of, and I peeled back the layers a little bit, and I was like, screw it. You know, I've spent $125 in my sleep. Yeah. On an auto ship that just automatically went through on my Visa. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to learn what I'm doing. You know, I think there's a way to make money, but I want to learn how to brand me. I need to figure this thing out. Like, I don't have a choice. I can't go find a job. It's the middle of a freaking pandemic. I need to figure this out. And literally my very first video, and I'm sure you remember this, but my mom was in ICU when I found this.
Right.
And so I didn't like dive in like I normally would with other things. Like, I did watch the first video or two, and then I remember you reached out to me and you were like, well, so what is it? I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know. But see, like,
because I made you, because I was
really
like,
good.
Because I was like, no, you go first. I said, I'm not doing any more of these things. I said, you go first.
And but if you remember, literally that very first day, because I listened to the very first training video, and she had explained to us how to engage properly prior to putting up a post. So I did it that day. And you were like, holy crap, look at all that engagement. I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to do what she tells me to do. And very quickly, within a couple of days, and I was just rolling, and I was like, I honestly wanted to spam every person I knew in the online space to tell them about this.
Oh, I know. I felt the same
I
way.
wanted to send those messages because that's what this is what everybody's missing.
It's ingrained in you, right?
Ingrained. And that took a good 3 weeks for me to actually break not wanting to knee jerk and tell people. Like
Right.
go to their inbox and just let it organically work. And it did.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
agree.
just- yeah.
Because I was the
And-
same way. And I remember, so when I was finally like, darn it, I'm going to do it.
It wasn't long after me though.
No, it was like a
5-6
week,
days.
5 days, 5-6 days. And
Yeah.
but I remember the same thing. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, why hasn't anybody
Where has
told
this
anybody
been?
these things before? Come on. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard. Once you knew the things, right? And you started, but it was the same thing. You want to message everybody and call people. And I'm like, no, that's the whole point. It's not to do that. And they'll
Well, and
start
I
coming to
think
you,
too,
right?
I think too that some of the successful people that you and I mutually know, or I do that in quotations, successful people, they've paid for one-on-one coachings and things like that. And because they don't want to share the secrets just with their team to help build their team and show them exactly what they're doing differently, they keep that information for themselves. Or
Right.
they tell you, go and find a coach that will teach you this. Okay, where do I find them? Number one. And when you do find them, they're like $2,500, $3,000, $5,000.
Right.
I ain't got that kind of money. That's the whole
Mm-mm.
point. And don't tell me I'm not taking my business seriously because I don't have that money.
Right.
Help me make that money and then I'll pay for the coach. So when we found this and it was so affordable to get in and to peel back the layers and the value, I was like, I can't believe that this is like, what
Right.
is going on?
Well,
How
because
is
we
this
had
not more expensive?
on that, we had literally just a couple months before done a
The month
3-month thing, and whatever we paid $99 for, and we would sit there every week when we'd be texting each other going, this was a waste of time and a waste of money, right?
There
So
was never, we didn't take away, I don't think any of us took away one nugget from that.
no, not one.
Nothing new, I should say. Not that there wasn't
Exactly.
nuggets, but yeah.
Right. Exactly. Nothing new. And with the very first training with this platform,
Mhm.
literally watching her that first hour or hour and a half, and I think I had 2 pages of notes, and I was like, what? And I was just like, all right, because you want to fight it, right? So I was just
Of
like,
course.
no, I'm just going to start fresh. I'm going to take everything that I thought I knew. I'm just going to wipe it out of my
Okay.
mind. I'm going to pretend
Yeah.
was never taught that stuff for the past 10 years. I'm just going to
Exactly.
do it and see what happens. What do I have to lose at this time? Nothing else had worked, right? So,
Exactly.
and like within a week, and I remember just calling you and going, what is going on? This is
I don't know. Let's just roll with it, because that's all you can really do. And the beauty of it is, as you peel back the layers and you learn more and more and more, and you see the progress, and this is so much more than just the money, guys.
Oh yeah.
That was the thing that I think struck me most right out of the gate. Like I'm gonna say it. I started earning right away. I did, but I wasn't earning to the potential I should have been because I didn't understand all the components.
Right.
Once I understood everything, I was like, "Woo, game on! Let's bring it on." But
Well, that's the thing,
I
right?
know this was
It's taught you gradually,
yes.
which
Well, and not just that, but just how you feel knowing you're touching people every day because they're engaging with your posts. Knowing that you're watching your friends that maybe didn't have a lot of confidence step into their own and start doing Facebook Lives or start doing posts about themselves, and they're putting on their hair and they're putting on their hair, not putting on their hair, putting on
Doing
their
their hair.
makeup, doing their hair, and feeling super confident
yeah,
and starting to earn and gradually building it up and letting the momentum start to go. There's no other platform that's going to do that for you.
No, it's so, and that's the fun part, is like truly like seeing everybody get paid.
Exactly. Well, not everybody.
Well, not okay. Well, the
Doing the
people
right
who didn't
thing.
follow the instructions.
Let's be
were
clear
paid.
there. Or, you can't be coming in here just hanging out.
Well, all right. If you don't do the work, you don't get paid. However,
Exactly.
that's the way it should be, right? You're not just going to like, obviously, but well, I guess it's not obvious to some people. So yes, you have to do the work. You have to watch the training. You have to like take the steps and learn it properly and actually apply what you're learning, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm telling you,
it's exciting having hundreds and hundreds of people every week getting payouts. Like, in other businesses that I've personally been a part of, it was the same group, and it was a tiny little group of 10 to 15 people.
Right.
Getting, and they got a bonus, and they got a bonus, and they got a bonus. Yeah, they got that bonus because I just sold 18 bottles.
Right.
And it rolled up to them. So
right.
That's what's so unique about this experience as well. You're not building a downline, just because, like, if Rhonda brings somebody in, yes, Rhonda came in directly under me and I benefited from that financially, but if she brings somebody in, I don't benefit from that.
Right.
Like, and that's what I like.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's a totally different
experience. Can I talk about one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Totally. You had heard about traffic, but I don't think you'd ever bought traffic.
Right.
I had never heard of traffic. I was like, why didn't anybody tell me about this? I had no clue what it was about. That, like, I understood organic traffic because that was all I knew.
Right.
But I didn't know you could actually buy traffic and buy leads and clicks and all of this. And what I've learned throughout this process, there is very distinctive things. There's a difference between buying a bunch of clicks and hoping, praying for the best, and buying a proper kind of traffic pack that's going to run and you are actually going to get a return.
Right.
Whether the return is 10%, 20%, 30%, you're going to get a return if you're doing the right things.
Exactly. And I had bought leads before, but that was a waste of money, truly. I was just like, I don't even, and, but yeah, and there's differences in traffic, right? There's cold traffic, there's warm traffic, you know what I mean? So there's the organic traffic, which we're getting way more organic traffic.
Way more.
Because our stuff's getting pushed out because we're doing the right things, right? So people are getting attracted to us and we're not having to do anything with that, which is nice. And then there's the warm traffic, which then it starts building, you know what I mean? And then you eventually get sales from that and it just keeps building and flowing. And yeah, I mean, totally
fun. Different. It's so fun.
It is fun.
I love that I don't have to chase people. Like,
I know.
We just get to sit back, be ourselves, be authentically us. We don't have to mislead people. We don't need to lie to people. Numbers don't lie. People lie, guys. Who doesn't know that? People are liars. They can tell you. And I was thinking about this last night, actually. So you go into a business that, and this, I'm just going to use the health and wellness space because that's what I'm used to. But, and there's this magic pill, and you are expecting to take the capsule and have results immediately. Come on. No, you're going to, anybody, usually common sense rules this, you have to take it for a while. It's just like a medication. No medication is going to be instant to cure up a rash or whatever. So it takes time. It takes a process. Where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. But it will still take time. Like, no matter what you go into, whatever online space. And I'm not here to dog any other business out there. You do you, boo-boo. If you are happy where you're at and you are feeling invigorated by going into Messenger and spamming people every day, and you're having success, awesome. Who are we to judge that? Good for you. If you are not, and you're trying, every day you have to force yourself to hit the send button and copy that message, you need to take a look at what you're doing, because you should feel proud and good. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Numbers don't lie. People lie. People will tell you that a magic pill is going to change your life in a week. Ooh, I started taking it, and man, my energy went through the roof after one dose. It might not work that way for you. It might not. Numbers do not lie, though. At the same token, my results, I work hard. I do a lot. My results may not be what your results are. Financially, engagement-wise, people in my inbox, my organic traffic. I don't know. I have people that have come into this experience with me that had nothing going on. Rhonda at least had some sense of what Facebook was about, but I have other friends, they had nothing happening.
Right.
And they're starting to see huge success and growth.
Right.
And payouts and engagement and people asking them for their
Right.
link. That's
And
huge.
it's the process, right? That the thing that I like about it too is it's like what we're learning is truly evergreen. It's stuff that can be used for any business you ever decide to have. You're going to use the same, you know, systems, right? It's a system that can work for anything.
Even if I decided to get rid of the online space and I was going to reopen a brick and mortar business, which I will not do, but let's just say I did, I would still use these strategies. Exactly what I've learned to build my brick and mortar business on social media.
Yeah,
It's
I
wild.
agree 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And the training, let's talk a little bit about our amazing mentor. Like
Okay.
just for fun. She's spunky. She breaks it down to like little bite-sized pieces. All you have to do is pay attention and listen and apply. You can sit and buy I've bought books, I've bought trainings, but if you never apply the strategies, what's going to happen? So consistent actions is what equals consistent results.
Oh, exactly. 100%. You know, and the other thing I like too is like, I'm the type of person like, don't give me all the fluff. I don't want all the fluff that nothing
Break
matters.
it down. Just tell
Just
me.
give me the meat and potatoes. Just tell me like it is, right? And you know, that's another thing. That's how it's done. It's just like, this is this, black, you know, this is this, this is this, this is this. Like, there's
and she shows us how to do it.
right.
But more importantly, she shows us why we're doing it. She's not just like, go and send this message. Here's the reasons why, guys. This is why your Facebook profile should look this way. This is why you want to do this. And this platform is developing massive amounts of leaders. That's another huge thing. And like you just said, you can take this and it's an evergreen thing, and you decide to go blow up your CBD business using these strategies.
Oh, exactly.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah, totally.
You got to learn the strategies.
Right.
And earn while you learn. Who came up with that concept?
I don't know, but I love it.
It's amazing. You get paid while you're learning. It's
I know.
Fantastic.
It
and
is.
This is what online business should be.
Oh,
across the board.
exactly. It's totally changed the way I used to dread getting on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like I truly did. I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this today. And now it's a joy. Like I love seeing everything, you know.
You know
and
what
everything.
dawned on me the other day? I don't even have your real phone number. So if anything ever happened to Facebook, I'd be like, how do I find
You don't? I thought I gave you my phone number.
No, we don't have each other's phone number. It dawned on me a couple days ago. I was like, what would happen? Can you
That's
imagine?
funny.
I know. Randall's high.
That is so funny. But okay, since we said we were going to be on here for 20 minutes, you know how long we've been on here?
I don't even want to know. 45.
40 minutes, Monica.
That's like typical of us, though. What is up with us? Let's get on a
Well,
roll.
on that note, we will let everybody go. But
Yes.
thank you. There's a bunch of people that hopped on live.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and say hi to everybody in the comments and stuff. I saw some people jumping on. I was kind of watching on my phone. So thank you everybody for watching. You know, if you have any questions or you want to learn about, you know, using attraction marketing or social media in a different way, like how we've had success, just reach out to either one of us. And we're, you know, happy to help you and just, you know, share. And if it's for you, it is.
I'm so proud of you. I am.
You're so silly.
I'm so proud of you.
We've been having a blast and I love it. And I'm so glad that, you know, that we've created this friendship.
Absolutely.
So it's been a blast. But if you're joining it, if you're watching the replay, say hello to us. And once again, I'm going to end this and thank you for everybody for watching today. And we'll see you soon. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.